tour. This is where the kids sleep on their traditional Japanese floor with some futons. We got a nice view of Mount Fuji.
It's fake.
And we got paper thin walls. And we got Mom in here sleeping. Toilet.
The sink runs when you flush the toilet.
Very steep stairs.
You can fall down.
Yeah, careful. All right, that's the entryway. And then here's the rest. Little kitchen with a small table and another small table and a little couch. And that's just a wall decoration. There's nothing behind it. There's a window. And here's the other bathroom with a shower, room, and another toilet. And the door doesn't open all the way up because it hits that. But, yeah. And then, yeah, I guess the stairs come up against that. And they've got these fun little don't stand to pee. That is our apartment. I guess when we go outside, let's see, is it locked already? Yes. It's just, come on. There we go. It's just this little alleyway. It's raining right now. But
Well, once everybody was up and ready to go outside, we went to have lunch at a local tempura place. Alex had fun with his chopsticks at first, but got tired of it and started making excuses, so we learned to carry a fork with us wherever we went. Since this was our first full day in Osaka and not traveling, we decided to take it easy and we're headed out for a Pokemon Center. The route we chose included about a 15-minute walk through downtown Osaka, and it looked like it was the financial district. We passed a Ferrari dealership and also a couple of shrines. Take the ladle with your right hand again, pour water in your cup left hand, and rinse your mouth. Don't drink the water. The ladle should not come into direct contact with your mouth and say, pour water over your left hand to cleanse it again.
Just
Put the ladle
hold
back
him.
down and cleanse it by trickling water over it before putting it back where it was. Change again. Pour some into your cup hand. And you want to bring that up and have it touch your mouth. Don't drink it. I'm pretty sure he drank it. Well, when we got to the Pokemon Center, they found out that Alex's birthday was coming up and they wanted to announce to the whole store that it was his birthday.
happy birthday! Good job, Alex! Arigato!
Alex, of course, wanted to catch them all, but we made him pick 4. The malls in Osaka were huge, with all kinds of themed stores like Kirby or even Final Fantasy. But after some light exploring, it was time to go get back to bed, rest our jet-lagged selves, and get ready for tomorrow, where we were going to see Osaka Castle. As I remember, it was only $10 for our whole family to ride a little road train to get us up to through the castle grounds up to Osaka Castle. You see it up there. After all the rain that we walked through the day before, you can see us carrying umbrellas, but this taught us that we didn't really care much for carrying umbrellas if it wasn't going to rain. Yes, point at something and Alex will approach it, even if it is a huge hornet. So we took like a ridiculous number of pictures of Osaka Castle while walking up to it. I mean, it's not like it was a long ways to walk, but there were a lot of stairs, so I guess it was an excuse to, oh man, well, maybe I should take another picture. Yeah, hey, hold up, guys, I'm going to take another picture. I'm not catching my breath, I promise. I'm just taking another picture because it looks really cool from this angle. I know I got it from this angle just a few seconds ago, but no, really, I promise. I'm just taking another picture because it looks so good, and I didn't notice the gold from this angle. Oh, it's so nice. And did you see these walls? Once we were inside, we were able to see close-up versions of the gold on the outside, and I guess it looks way cooler from 10,000 feet away because that tiger is derpy, but we learned a lot about Japanese history of the area. Oh, look, street performers. I know my audience, so if you want, you can watch this guy do his little street performance and juggling act while I show pictures of the rest of the stuff we did on the inside of the castle and on the way out.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh.
Go to 5 more. 4. No. 5. Let's go. 5. Okay. I do this.
I did a picture.
Okay, 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Thanks so much. I'll give you one.
Whoa.
Alex took some convincing, but we finally got him to write a wish and tie it to the bamboo too.
Wait, what's my second? This is my English one. Did you? You did too? Yeah, I did too.
After the street juggling, we went and got some ice cream from a vending machine and got shook down by the local birds.
Why you give pigeon but not another?
Smart birds.
He caught it. They learned how to beg. I mean, that's what the deer do.
Where these birds is just staring at me.
It's not. It's just surrounding you.
Surrounding us.
Oh, and did I mention taking pictures of the castle so that we wouldn't have to walk? No, we weren't trying to avoid walking. Really, it just looks so much cooler from this angle. Oh, and did I mention this angle? Wow, look at that castle. It reflects in the water. We got some street food before heading home, and some of us were so hungry they waited until home to eat it. Or maybe they just were more worried about getting their feet up. Well, like any good festival, Tanabata has a night portion too. And this involves throwing thousands of little blue glowing balls into the river to make it look like the Milky Way. And if you're wondering if it cooled off at night, the answer is no, it didn't. I think it's significant that on their own, any of these individual balls didn't make a big difference, but collectively, everything comes together and makes something beautiful. Oh, and there's the bamboo. Did I say beautiful? I guess one of us meets that description. Well, our next day we spent at Kaiyukan, which is a very large aquarium in Osaka. Oh, it's much too hot for penguins. We noticed that crowd control was a big theme in Japan. This aquarium required timed entry, and there was really only one path through the aquarium that started at the top and spiraled you around the aquarium all the way down. Many of the tanks were very deep, and when you got to see the top at the first go round, and then you'd go circle lower and lower and get to see the lower parts of it. It was really neat. That heron is looking for a fish to eat. And for that reason, all the fish are hiding really low in the water.
It's so cute.
I wish I could be as chill as this seal. We almost forgot we were in Japan, but there were some really interesting fish. And what large aquarium is complete without penguins? I found myself jealous of the artificial snow falling on them.
Oh goodness! They're going so fast!
They're like orcas.
At first I thought this dolphin tank looked small, but they were very playful and seemed quite healthy, so it's hard to argue with results.
They jumped out.
Can you video pictures of them? That lobster is huge.
I think all this fish was making Mom hungry.
Look at that lobster.
Are those flying fish? Now the crown jewel of this aquarium is their big open ocean tank, which features 2 large whale sharks. Now, they're large for an aquarium scale, but we've swum with them in open ocean, and so these ones didn't seem quite as big, but it was still a really beautiful tank, and they had a lot of things in here. Like, I really liked the guitar fish, they had manta rays, there's some of my favorites too, the blacktip reef sharks. Just a gorgeous tank, and we got lots of shots of this, and you can see the other side as people spiral around this and get to see it from different angles, as it always changes. We watched this tank for a long time. I think we all agreed later that one of our favorite exhibits of this aquarium was the squid. These squid were really fun to watch. They would change colors a little bit. We saw them fight a little with each other over a fish that one of them caught. We even saw them squirt ink. It was super cool. This was one of Alex's favorite exhibits with these garden eels. He really liked to watch them sway in the current, and at one point we even saw them dart back in all together, and that was pretty fun. But this was in an area of the aquarium dedicated to cutesy animals. At this point we had spent hours in the aquarium and got hungry, so we got some fish-themed snacks that were really fun. Alex even enjoyed a little drink, but I don't know if he liked the flavor as much as I got to finish it for him. Now, I like Japanese unagi, but this took eel to a different level with a really long hot dog. It was pretty good.
Oh no, Papa is warm.
Gotta share some pictures of the menu. Maybe Amy will get some ideas for shark-themed snacks for Shark Week. After the Tanabata things that we had done the night before, I really liked this shot of the jellyfish. And this was kind of fun, the way you could see the bottom of that seal tank. We had a lot of fun in the aquarium and were really appreciative of the conservation efforts they went to make sure that their fake corals looked good without having to harvest real corals. The advertisement said that this was one of the tallest Ferris wheels in the world, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. It was over 300 feet tall, and we rode on it for about 15-20 minutes. Not bad, and it wasn't very expensive either.
Hot tub in the roof.
Right there?
On the left side, it's so big. I know you're saying.
No, further out. It's kind of a tan and gray building next to the park over there.
Oh.
Did you say?
After the Ferris wheel, we got a further taste of Japanese culture by visiting an animal cafe. My understanding of this is that there's a lot of people in Japan that don't have large enough homes to allow animals kept in their homes. And so these locations have animals, and it's like a petting zoo, but it's for animals that you might normally keep as a pet. And so we got to go in there, and for a very small fee, we got to play with the animals and feed some of them and just hang out with the animals for like an hour. It was kind of fun. They have Pokemon names. There's a Pikachu, a Vaporeon, and a Nidoking.
Did I tell you about how I held my friend's turtle and it was like this big?
Yeah.
I know.
Ohio. Oh, konnichiwa.
Now you might not think it would be super fun to go and sit around and pet animals and things, but the hour that we were suggested to stay in here went by really fast. And Alex and Katya and Tanya all enjoyed just petting the cats and dogs, and we probably spent the most time here in the dog and cat room. Alex lately has even been really scared of small dogs because of an incident he had with a neighbor's dog, but he seemed to really enjoy it and smiled a lot and had fun playing with these little dogs. After the pet cafe, we went around the corner to a small Legoland park, which was kind of like if Lego had sponsored the Curiosity Museum at Thanksgiving Point here in Utah. It wasn't a huge attraction park, but it was a Lego themed park with lots of interactive activities that we got to play around with.
Want to try?
Compared to the US, a lot of this stuff closes early. We got to show them how to write Privyet so that we could share our culture. They even had an earthquake simulator where you could build things out of Duplo and then turn up the intensity of the earthquake shake to see if your construction would stand up to an earthquake. Very Japanese theme.
Good job, Sina.
That mine is built well. Oh, crap. Now let's see if I can add one more thing to it. Great. Okay. So the first
You can see that some kids never grow up past Legos.
Oh, Katya, good job. Wow, дорогой, смотри. Oh, Katya's hurricane. Yay! Good job. Дорогой, ты смотрел? Катя, хочешь, ты смотрел? Дорогой.
I wanted to build something as wrongly as possible and watch it fall over.
I'm also gonna give him a I like aminals.
see how far we get. And
Like, don't give him bushes. Okay. Wow. He's so funny looking.
And Dad can win! They actually did have a couple of ride type attractions inside Legoland, but we didn't get any footage of those because you're not allowed to, and we just had a lot of fun playing with Legos and seeing some of the miniature versions of the things we saw in Osaka there inside Legoland. It was a fun little thing, and it was just around the corner from Kaiyukan. And then when it comes to tourist trap kind of stuff, we found a kimono shop that had swords nearby on the way back to the train. Yeah, they said that Katya looked cute enough that we had to buy her that kimono.
It's not going very fast.
It's getting ready to stop. Or it's stopping. The next day, we decided to widen our circle, and it was time to start getting out of Osaka. And we took the bullet train to Himeji. Now, yes, this doesn't look very fast, but oh my gosh, these things operate at about 190 miles an hour. And we were standing at a platform, and one came through, and it came through so quiet and fast, like, it was scary. These things are quick. Now, the bullet trains made the scale of Japan feel a little bit off because you'd be on there for like a half hour, next thing you know you're 100 miles away. But we went to Himeji, and then we got on the bus to get close to the castle, and then still had to walk about 15 minutes. We saw some really cool views of the castle while we were walking up. Himeji has been preserved a lot better than Osaka Castle, I think because it hasn't burned down as much as Osaka.
Oh my, that's really steep. Okay, be careful.
Now we had to take off our shoes, and they gave us these little bags to carry our shoes in. But all of this woodwork inside was all original and old.
I think you'd get tired of it the first time you had to go to the bathroom or get a drink of water.
And while I think Osaka Castle looked cooler from the outside, it was much cooler in Himeji Castle on the inside because we got to see all of these weapons racks where they had rifles and things, and spears, and all these little ports on the side where you could see where they would throw out rocks and stuff. It was super cool and all old and original. There was even a shrine at the top level of Himeji Castle to which they attribute it not getting burned down. The construction of Himeji Castle was very impressive, and they were very proud of the fact that it's held up by two pillars in the middle, and then the outside area doesn't lend as much to the structural integrity. Very beautiful, but then we had to go around the corner to a Japanese garden, and you thought Alex was going to die being out in the sun, but once we got to the garden, he was pretty chill because he saw koi, and he was excited. After the garden, we found some Kobe beef skewers on the way back and thoroughly enjoyed eating some Wagyu and Kobe. Even Katya got involved and loved the beef. It was good. Now 7-Eleven is worth mentioning here because it was often our stop on the way home where we'd pick up some snacks and stuff to eat for dinner after a long day sightseeing. Now the next day we were headed out to Nara, and Tanya was ready for a wimpy deer, and they seemed pretty chill, but we weren't ready for what was about to happen next as soon as we took the time to buy the crackers that you're supposed to feed them.
Katya, Tanya, where are you going? I'm in the garbage bag. Where are you going? You forget your daddy and everybody.
This may not look like much, but we were physically separated by the deer, and Tasha's having a hard time controlling the camera because they're following her.
Right? It's kind of scary. My dad, it's gone!
You're making him work for it?
Oh, I'm gonna work for it.
Oh, that one bowed.
It's gonna hurt. No!
Show open hands, Alex. Show open hands.
You're bowing. I can feel it on my back. No.
You bowed. You bowed twice. 3 times.
Oh, look at that. He's bowing.
5 times. 6 times. 7 times.
That boy wants it bad.
8 times. 5 times.
He's bowing so much, Tanya. I don't know.
Trying to knock him out of my hands.
This is a shakedown.
Take off my fanny pack. My God, here we're trying to take off my fanny pack.
I don't know how you girls made it this far. Oh, did you hear it?
I did have them and they're arm biting. No. You need a
Nope, nothing.
go.
All right. Now show open hands.
I don't have any more. No, I don't have any more.
You need a bow. There you go.
We lost your mom.
They're attacking. You can't have one.
Oh, Tanya's like breaking the crackers up. I couldn't do anything but like giving him whole crackers.
Come on, start staring at me. Oh my gosh, they're all bowing. Tony, I just got straight up robbed. They're rubbing up against me. They're like, hey, look at me. No. Oh, Tony, mine's biting me.
Dad, I was cutting a fawn.
Oh my gosh, I'm eating a cat.
So Tanya,
What?
when I was asking for 5 things for 1,000, I said go, and that means 5, right? Okay, because she gave me 4 at first. Maybe she misheard me. I don't know.
Maybe. They're so mean to each other. Tony, have they not bitten you yet? Oh,
I got bit a ton. They were like grabbing my bags, my butt, my fingers.
They were grabbing my fanny pack.
They were so mean. You can have one.
All right, we got to find your mom.
No more.
After getting thoroughly mugged by deer, we made our way down the street after finding Tasha also into a nearby shrine called Todaiji.
Mom, the ones with the antlers are bucks.
Oh, okay.
The ones without the antlers are does.
Oh, okay. Oh, look how old that building is.
So,
Yeah.
when the name for a baby deer is a paw. Not touch the paw. Wow.
Katya, don't lie. Don't lie. That's not nice.
Katya earlier had pretended to have a cracker for a little baby, and then when she showed that she didn't have anything, the baby went, wah! And Katya laughed, so that gives you a little window into Katya's character.
That is
Like many other areas we went, this was so popular that they had signs everywhere telling you not to stop for group photos. So we didn't do that. We saw other people that weren't following the signs, but really there was a lot of cool photo ops, and supposedly this is the shrine in Japan with the largest Buddha of any other shrines. And it was pretty big inside. It was a really neat place. Crawl through, kiddo. Turn sideways. This was a bit of an eye of the needle kind of thing, and if Alex had to take off his stuff in order to get through, there wasn't much hope for many of the rest of us. But they said it was good luck if you could crawl through, and I did see some adults were able to crawl through if they contorted themselves sideways and pushed through. It was a really tight fit. You got this, kiddo. Turn sideways.
I don't need to.
All right, come on.
Because I'm too skinny. Oh, my katana. My katana fan.
You did it, kiddo. Now, the next day was supposed to have been a trip to another city of Nagoya to go to Ghibli Park, but I underestimated Japan's popularity of Studio Ghibli, and it turns out that you have to get tickets there like 2 months in advance, and you have to get them. They cannot sell you tickets at the gate. So Dad's penance was taking the kids shopping at Studio Ghibli themed store and getting them a bunch of souvenirs and stuff in Osaka. But then, as a serendipitous chance, I found a Godzilla store and was able to get my souvenirs. But after that, we were all hungry and tired from walking, so we stopped at a Burger King that we found. Tasha got herself a melon Fanta, which she fell in love with. Kids got buckets of nuggets, and we all enjoyed a small dinner there. Mostly the kids ate, because I took Tasha out to a local bar right next to our Airbnb, and we had some good Japanese food, very tasty, and stopped for some dessert on the way back at the 7-Eleven. The next day found us near Kyoto at the Senbon Tori, where there's 1,000 Tori gates. Well, actually, there's more like tens of thousands. There were a lot of them. We were in for a long hike, and yeah, we'll show you how it started. We didn't know this originally, but each of these gates was donated by a local business, and it comes from a Japanese play on words where the verb to get through rhymes with the word for gate. And so businesses, if they want to be blessed by the gods, they will buy or sponsor a gate here, and the idea is that if you sponsor a gate, it will bless your business. And so each of these, if you turn around and look at them, has the name of a business on them. So this is like the world's oldest sponsor road, and all of these businesses have donated a gate. There's tens of thousands of them, and the hike is about 4 kilometers up to the top of this mountain in this big loop. It was pretty cool. Well, cool because you were shaded by all of the gates, and fortunately there were lots of places to stop and get water or snacks or whatever to sustain you on the way. Now this was a small section with smaller gates for lesser donors, but most of the path was the big full-size gates, and as we read online, the larger gates cost 1,000,000 yen each. If memory serves, these smaller gates were about 100,000 yen each. And speaking of businesses succeeding, we definitely got ice cream here. The views were amazing when it would open up and you could see the landscape of Kyoto. And there were lots of stations like this for ritual cleansing, but they were very convenient for dumping a little cool water on your back neck there to cool yourself off from the hike. Now the patron god for this shrine was these little foxes, so they were everywhere. And this is part of why people would donate for the businesses. And did I mention all the gates? Holy cow, there were literally thousands of gates. And we hiked all the way to the top.
Did you not know that sand is actually made from water
Sand is not made from water.
and rocks?
My prayer is that this family makes it through. After the Senbon Tori, we went across town in Kyoto to stop by one last thing, and we barely made it. Now I have to attest to the Japanese culture, because while we also saw lots of businesses that would close early instead of staying open late for tourists, this place, when we went there, it was like 5 minutes before closing, and there was lots of security guards there, and instead of telling us, oh, you made it too late, sorry, it's 5 o'clock, they like hurried and waved us in so we could make sure to see this golden palace.
I love gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
It was a very impressive house and beautiful gardens surrounding. We didn't get a lot of time to experience there because we wanted to be polite to the guards that let us in. But for that day in Kyoto, we had one last stop, and that was Arashiyama, or a famous bamboo grove.
Wow, so quiet.
And of course, Alex is playing with the mask that he got at the Senbon Tori earlier that morning.
If you take pictures of me with the camera,
We definitely got our steps in today. After all that hiking, we were hungry, so we stopped at a ramen place near our Airbnb, and it was really good. Everybody really liked the food they got. Even Alex ate his. I had some really yummy dan-dan noodles, and they asked me how spicy I wanted it because I looked white, but I said I want all the spice, and they delivered. It was good. Now the next day was over to Hiroshima to go see the Peace Park and the museum. We rode the bullet train again, and it only took about 2 hours to get there. We picked up some snacks in the Shinkansen station, and they were really good. I even got a bento box, and it had this little string you could pull, and it cooked the food in just a few minutes. It was so good. The museum and the Peace Park in Hiroshima are right near Ground Zero, and the pictures really bring it home that this place was utterly destroyed. The melted glass bottles, and you have to remember that the flash from the bomb only lasted a fraction of a second, and in that time it destroyed hundreds of thousands of lives. The memorials here are more about the human lives that were touched and what can we do to preserve peace. Thousands and thousands of paper cranes that people have folded and donated, and their prayers for peace. Our family was very touched, and to be at this spot with so much destruction, I don't know if we'll ever forget this. But there was one more place for us to see, and it was about an hour south on a train, and then we had to take a ferry to go across the channel to a small island. They might actually be for farming something like shrimp or oysters or...
I did see some shops around. Like, we have the best like oysters around or whatever.
Yeah,
Oyster
so
shop.
places like that are really common for farming like clams and oysters. They'll put a bunch of them in a net and then they just hang it down from the barge and let them grow in there because they filter feed. And you don't really have to feed them, but that makes it so later it's really easy to gather and you just pull the nets up. Now this place, Miyajima, looks like they also had a bunch of deer. And so as we were on our way to the famous floating torii, we saw a lot of deer. And you can see Alex putting his hands up to show that he doesn't have anything to feed them. Because we were still reeling from Nara and how we got attacked by the deer there.
That's like Nana.
It is like Nara, huh?
It's like Nana here with all the deer, but there's less deer.
There are less deer.
Why are there less deer? And if a deer comes towards you, just do this. Hello. Oh no. It's Mr. Krabs. There's 3 Mr. Krabs. One up there and one right there.
We got some of our best pictures here at Miyajima, and it was such a gorgeous sunset. But this was something where we had to hurry out, get our pictures, and then hurry back because we still had to make it all the way back to Osaka, and the last subway train we rode was the last train of the night. We were literally riding the midnight train to get back to our place, and if we hadn't made it, it would have meant that we had either get a cab or we would have been stuck there for 5 hours.
Yay, train go so fast and fast, it's a light speed. And Alexander operating the train. Say choo-choo, Alexander. Yay. Okay, watch out, it's time.
We took the midnight train going to Osaka. The next day was our last day for our JR passes to take us out of town, so we went to Kazuka and went to a place where we could walk to the beach and actually swim at the beach. Now we got to see a lot of the local houses, and because of places like this, Alex says that Japanese cars are not aerodynamic. They're built short and stubby so they can be parked. Of course, we found some Utah culture and decided we could probably be friends with these people. We didn't get too many pictures at the beach, but what can I say? It was a beach. We went, we swam, the water was nice and refreshing. It was warm in some places, cool in others, and it wasn't particularly deep in this area designated for swimming. You can see me wading out there, and the kids have ducked down so that they're more soaked in the water. It was a fun day. We spent a few hours there. Mom got a sunburn and claimed that Japanese sunscreen doesn't work, but none of the rest of us burned, so I don't know. Maybe she just forgot to reapply. Walking back from the beach, we also found a little playground, and Alex had a lot of fun going down this slide. It was kind of hard to pull him off of all of this, but Katya hadn't had anything to eat in a while, and she was starting to feel some cramps and needed to get something, so we had to hurry him away from this playground.
It's pretty fun, Alex. Just like that.
We had noodles at our favorite tempura place, and you can see here Alex has a fork, so that helped him out. We really started to enjoy the food there, and really it was so cheap. We could all eat our fill and still only spend like $30. It was ridiculous. After dinner, the girls were tired, so they went back to the apartment, but Alex saw some kids playing, and so he stayed and played with some kids. Turns out they were from the USA. Tasha sat down and talked to their mom. She was from Seattle. She was just back here visiting her family. And we ran into quite a few people like that, where they now lived in the United States, but would come back to Japan to visit family. While doing a little bit more exploring, I found these gacha machines and had to call the girls back, and they came over and I gave them each a couple of hundred yen so that they could get some things out of these machines as memorabilia. It was kind of fun. After seeing a pancake place nearby, I had to try my hand at making fluffy Japanese pancakes. And I promise the ones I made later weren't as black as these ones, but they did turn out yummy. And this juice tasted as pineapple-y as any pineapple juice I've ever had, but it was clear as water. I thought that was wild.
You know, it looks like he's still wearing.
Well, after breakfast, it was back to Kyoto to go see Nishijo, which is one of the last fortresses or palaces of the samurai era. And it was gorgeous. Some of the ornate woodwork on this building was just amazing. Now, this is one of those places where they had, I believe, what they called butterfly floorboards, where no matter how soft you stepped on them, they would always creak. The idea being that nobody could sneak up on you, because this was places where the shogun would come to stay while they were coming to visit the emperor and his family in Kyoto. So it had to be safe. And we got to see some of the imperial quarters too, and we weren't allowed to take pictures in there, but it was super cool. And here we got some pictures of us on the outside, and then we followed it up with dinner back in Osaka at the famous Dotonbori district. And Tasha got these noodles, and then when they arrived, something was moving on top of them, and we weren't sure what it was. And a little bit of Googling revealed that this is actually it's a fermented fish, and it's shaved so thin that the steam coming off the noodles makes it wiggle back and forth. And so she was a little apprehensive to eat it, but honestly, it was probably one of her favorite things in the world, because she loves that kind of old dried fermented fish. So she really loved her dinner, but she was a little nervous to dig in at first because it looked weird. The girls both got ramen, Alex had some fries, and then we had some hot pot on there. But then I also got a really yummy plate of sushi, and we got this huge mound of edamame. And it was so big that a guy from a nearby table wanted to come and take a picture of it.
We got that goody tama.
Oh man, it's really boiling over. Oh, yeah. It's like really boiling up.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to pick up the bone. God, this is bone. We haven't put in yet. Don't eat that.
Don't forget with your chicken, okay?
I learned that you have to order the XL drink if you're American. And then we also, after dinner, found some yummy strawberries and stuff in glaze. We really got used to moving around Osaka, but on the way home, I found this cheesecake that apparently Osaka is famous for. It is so light and fluffy, I don't think we Americans would call it a cheesecake. The next day, we were off to Universal Studios Japan, and it was only like 20 minutes away from our Airbnb. It was really close. Honestly, I think I commented to my family later that I don't know if we've ever parked close as we felt like we were this time, and it was just, we went all the way from our Airbnb and just used public transit to get there. It was awesome. Our shirts ended up being a huge conversation starter with so many people in Universal Studios. Both staff and just random guests would look at our shirts and realize that they could read them, and they wanted to stop and chat with us for a second, and just, it was super fun. We really enjoyed those shirts, and it was a good thing that we designed them and ordered them. Super Nintendo World ended up being super fun, and of all the people to do the best on the Mario Kart ride, Tasha beat us all and scored higher, shooting her shells at all the random targets and doing the best driving score. Universal Studios Osaka just had so much stuff crammed into such a small space. It felt kind of crowded at times, but the really nice thing was it didn't feel like we had to walk forever and ever and ever to get to different things. The rides were super fun. They were truly Japanese sized, and there was a couple we didn't fit on as an American, but Like, it was so much fun, and we didn't walk anywhere near as much as we were expecting to based off of our experience in California parks. For this ride, this was probably one of the longest lines we stood in to wait for anything. It was a super fun ride though, and all of the Donkey Kong themed stuff and all the golden banana stuff throughout the line area was super fun. Finding ways to keep Alexander entertained so he didn't bother other people got interesting. We laughed a lot about all the golden banana stuff that we saw, including this, where 2 people had to activate it. But we had a lot of fun in Super Nintendo World, got a picture in front of Peach's Castle, and then we went and got something to eat, which was anime themed, and I didn't recognize the anime, but the girls really liked it, and the food was good, so that was good enough. After lunch, Alex got to hang out with his mom while the girls and I went to go try to ride some of the bigger rides. We ended up getting back together again in the Jurassic Park area, and seeing the dinosaurs walk around was pretty cool. The staff usually carried little pocket translators if they needed to interact with somebody who didn't speak Japanese, but really, the majority of people in Japan really don't speak English, and it kind of surprised us. So we had to use a little bit of our Japanese, but usually we ended up just using translator apps and stuff, and we could just figure out what was going on, and especially at a place like this. Alex got a Harry Potter wand, and Katya got a special edition Japanese wand that's only available there. So they got to try all the little things in Hogwarts Castle. Oh, you got it open. Try it again. Good job. Did you see some of the big flourishes that the other guys were doing? Some of the Japanese guys would really go over the top with the wand movements, and they would do all kinds of big flourishes and swings and spins, and then make it look really cool. And a lot of these wand triggers would actually be rewarding, and if you did something really big on this one, it would like make the whole train blow smoke and stuff like that. It was super cool. We had a long, fun day at Universal Studios, and I think our feet hurt there more than anywhere else, just because we spent so much more time standing in line than we did actually walking. But it was a lot of fun. Now, on our last full day in Japan, we decided to go back to Kyoto to check out one more shrine called Kiyomizu-dera, and that one was really cool. We walked up this huge hill to get to the top where this shrine was, and then they had this feat of strength where there's this spear that supposedly was carried by a giant monk, and it weighs like 220 pounds or something, and here I am trying to pick it up.
А там закованная, что ли? Или тяжелая? Don't broke a table. Думаю, она закованная там. Good job, good job. Yay! Yeah, you left whole table.
Well, it says not to stand on it.
So you left whole table. Look like you need to move your table. Okay, Shrek. You don't have your money back.
Come on, Alex. Pick it up, pick it up. Oh, come on. Pick up the shoes, Alex. Pick up the shoes.
Well, those are shoes. No, use both hands.
Oh!
Do you want to try the big one, Alex?
Try the big one.
No, no, no. Okay. You try. Good job. Yay. You can do it. You can do it.
Main reason is it's too slippery, or we are just sliding like crazy.
No, if it's only 100 kilos, I would have moved it.
Good job, Katunya.
At that point, we hadn't seen anybody move it yet, but a bit later, we actually saw a local guy actually lift the big spear in the middle. It was nuts.
Strongest one
Step
in
on
our
table.
family.
Or maybe you need step on the table. I don't know. Yay!
They also had these 3 fountains that you could drink from, and I guess one was for success in love, one was for success in education, and one was for success in business, or I think that was what it was. I opted not to drink from any of them, but everybody else picked one and drank from it. And supposedly the cups got sterilized and a little UV sterilizer in there, and the water was clean enough to drink. There was a lot of other people drinking from it, but it was a fun little thing to do right there at the shrine. It was cool. I think the girls were afraid to touch the cup with their lips, so they were trying to like pour it into their hand and then into their mouth. A little funny to watch.
Good health
Yeah?
and a long life. Mom, you should go for the ride. You'll get good health and a long life. And a longer life.
As we were up there, there's like a little Buddha statue, so I think the rights and lefts from Buddha's right and left.
So which ones did you guys pick?
We picked the middle one. It's the one for love. Yeah.
Okay.
Katya's doing the one, or not Katya. Mom's doing the one for health.
Which means Alex did the one for career and education.
And there was a sign up there that said the water was safe to drink.
Okay.
It was cold. It was nice and cold.
The actual shrine itself at Kiyomizudera was gorgeous, and it's built up on a hillside with a trellis that supports it that's probably like 4 or 5 stories tall. I believe it was built without the use of nails. Like, it's an engineering wonder. It was a beautiful place to visit. Of course, we had to walk back down the hill. The girls were excited about finding a nearby anime secondhand store where they could try to find some figurines or something interesting, which they did. It always amazed me how quickly a lot of these places would shut their doors, even though the nearby tourist attraction would have only just closed, but as you're walking away from it, a lot of the souvenir shops would already be closed. And I thought, missed opportunity, but I guess that's just the culture. Now I want to reiterate that we traveled to this area over here simply because Tanya found an anime store, and it just happened to be right next to this other shrine that was at the end of the main street where this huge festival was taking place. And I think this reiterates one of my favorite things about this trip, is that we just went around and tried to see different things, or we'd set a destination, but there was always something fun and interesting along the way, and we just happened to be there for some of these cool festivals and events. Don't feel bad for Alex. He got to sit right up front of the next performance. little further down the street and we saw these performers dressed up as dragons, I think, and dancing. That was pretty cool. And that night concluded our last trip to Bentensho Station, where I can honestly say we started to feel a little bit like home. Even though the home that we stayed in there was significantly smaller than the home we're used to. I think there are a lot of ways that we started to feel an affinity with the Japanese people and their culture. The girls definitely appreciated all the cutesy animated characters. I thought the line for this pork bun stand in the airport showed how much Japanese people appreciate a good deal for good food. And oh my gosh, these pork buns and these little shrimp dumplings, they were so good. I would look for these in the States. And I think this interaction explains a little bit about what we enjoyed about the culture. See, my wife Tasha had fallen in love with this melon Fanta soda that we could find everywhere in Japan, but we couldn't find in the airport. And so we asked Tanya to use her Japanese to go ask this Asian guy where he found that. And she goes up and asks him, and he starts trying to point, and you can see he's trying to figure out how to explain this. But then he just gets up and walks off with her, like to go show her where it is. And they disappeared for like 20 minutes. And this guy could have just told her where it was and then just sat there and continued to eat his food. But no, he got up and disappeared. And both me and her mom sat there a little uncomfortable thinking, where did our daughter just disappear to with that little Japanese kid?
Well, he's not Japanese.
Oh, okay.
He's from South Korea.
Oh,
They're going home.
Everybody we interacted with seemed so willing to go above and beyond to walk the second mile, or however you want to call it. And everybody was so nice. And it didn't matter that we didn't speak the language. People were patient enough to use Google Translate on a phone. People wanted to interact with us. They wanted to help us out. It felt like they wanted us to have a good time. And I polled everyone in our family, and we all agreed we would totally come back to Japan. We had so much fun exploring the Kansai area that I think we would go back and say, we've got more of Japan to explore. Let's go to Tokyo next time and explore some of that area. We felt so at home. We got so comfortable moving around and living like Japanese people do. We would go back. It was such a fun experience. But one thing I think we would also all agree on is we would avoid the 9-hour layover in San Francisco on the way back. Though it did give Alex an opportunity to show off his sweet karate moves to the other kids. We love our home in Utah, but I think the more we travel, the more we realize that the world is a great big beautiful place, and it's full of really neat people everywhere.